that's kind of awesome.
To the rest of the world, Africa's a big zoo, you know.
Well, I deal with the pressure because I've just become so good at it.
The dynamic leader of the Democratic Alliance and Premier of the Western Cape has a busy schedule, waking up in the early hours of the morning to a high-pressured career in politics. She juggles her work with a full family life and has a prolific presence on various social media platforms. EWN finds out more about Helen Zille, the woman behind the premiership.
My office discovered the value of social media first, and they quickly taught me. First I had a Facebook page, and then of course as soon as Twitter came along, I think I was one of the very first South Africans to have a verified Twitter account, which I started operating myself, and which I've really enjoyed. I find it's a brilliant way of communicating with lots of people simultaneously, but even more than that, it's a very good service delivery platform, and all in all, I don't know how a politician operates in the modern age without being on social media. Well, I deal with the pressure because I've just become so good at it. It's so much part of my life. And I've been through so many things, you know, from being hijacked right through to having immense political pressure. And cumulatively in your life, it either destroys you or it just makes you able to take more and more. And I think the latter has been the effect on me. I deal with issues on their merits, I fight them on principle, and I found that that's the best way to go. I am a woman with children, and I am very aware of the fact that women with children often don't have the opportunities that I've had, because otherwise either they're single parents or they don't have any support in their parenting. I've had very good support. And because I've had that good support, I've never felt once disadvantaged by the fact that I'm a woman with a career. I don't have many off times, but I really enjoy the downtime that I do have. Some time out with my family, doing unusual things in nature as much as possible, having a meal with the family, those kinds of things I really enjoy. Look, I certainly like to keep my family life private. It's very difficult, and to some extent one has to accept the lack of privacy that comes with this kind of job. It absolutely does. One can't be too squeamish and sensitive about that. But I think if you want to keep your private life private, you have to keep it within bounds that people are prepared to respect as private. And so, for example, if I were to do anything outrageous, I couldn't expect people to respect my privacy. But if we're acting like a normal family does in proper parameters, then we can expect people to respect that space. Well, as a politician, one lives from election to election, and it's the work that you do between elections that helps you to win elections. So we never stop working towards the next election. Our job is to win elections so that we can govern in a way that is better for all South Africans, and that is what we need to do. So of course we've started working to the next election. We started on the very day after the last election ended. Obviously, looking back, one would like to have avoided the mistakes one made, and yet all the lessons I've learnt in life have been from the mistakes I made. So if I'd avoided the mistakes I made, perhaps I wouldn't have learnt as much as I have. So frankly, in life, you take what